Hey, you guys, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you are having a blessed and happy Sunday. But I have a feeling that everybody's Sunday is not so happy. And that would probably be Kirk Franklin's household right about now. And I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but I'm going to try to break it down as best I can because Kirk Franklin's oldest son, Kerrion, blasted him. And people are saying that because of this audio that leaked that I'm going to let you guys listen to, that Kirk Franklin went from silver and gold, now behold the lamb Kirk Franklin, to Plies, busted baby. Okay. And I just think that's kind of funny because, you know, people always say how much they look alike, right? But it is really a mess. It is a mess. And I'm sure ain't nobody laughing in the Franklin household. So before we get into this, you know what we do over here on this channel. We go ahead and like the video in advance, right? Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Hit the notification bell so that you can get future videos. Hey, Noti Gang, I know you guys are here. And of course, if you see some ads, support the channel by just letting a few of them play, okay? So Kirk Franklin, right? Probably the most visible Christian artist that we know of in the last 20 plus years, right? The silver and gold Kirk Franklin, you know, now behold the lamb Kirk Franklin. That was Silver and Gold was my late mother's favorite Kirk Franklin song. Seriously. And we used to sing when I was in the gospel choir at my college. We used to sing Kirk Franklin songs. Now, if you know anything about Kirk Franklin's background, he always talks about the fact that he was a young father. He became a father as a teenager. Right. And he was into a lot of trouble. He turned his life around. He grew up in the church. He kind of became a little wayward, turned away from it and then ended up, of course, being the Kirk Franklin that we know. But Kirk Franklin was indeed a father and Kerrion is his oldest child. Now, when he went on and met Tammy came with the child as well. So they blended their families together, if you would say that. Okay. Because Tammy I think her daughter was like 5 years old. Her daughter, Carrington, was 5 years old when she met Kirk. They married and then they had two more children, Keziah and Kennedy. So Kerrion, a couple of days back, he said, I'm not allowed to have any childhood pictures of myself or my family. Some of the see y'all complain about is so surface. I've been through the fire. And he says, I know the damage you've been through, even if I don't know what you've been through. Okay. And a lot of people, of course, know what as far as his family, he's talking about his family, which is pictured here. You have you have Carrington on the far right with her husband. Then you have Keziah and you have Kennedy. And of course you have Tammy and Kirk. All right. And they're always pictured together. You don't see Kerrion. And that is definitely true. You don't see him. And every time because I follow Tammy and Kirk, they're always jet setting around the world with Keziah and Kennedy. Right. They're just one big happy family, as so it seems. And it seems that Kerrion is feeling some type of way about that. Right. So this is Kennedy pictured with her father. I think Kennedy's the baby. Kennedy's the baby, and she is here pictured with her father, Kirk. Okay. So when Kerrion posted that, a lot of people got under his comments and was questioning him. They said, why would you want on your family to show love? The Bible says, honor thy mother and father. Did pride keep you away? Reminds me of the story, the prodigal son. Prodigal son? Like ions? I know they did not say prodigal son. I think they meant prodigal son. Return home to your father and you will see he was waiting on you the whole time. And then he said, he won't give me his address. The Bible says, do not provoke the child. All right. And then other people got up under the comments and was also asking questions. So let me go ahead and read that to you guys. So this woman, Miss Nikki, said, wait, what? He said, I've waited for 14 years for my family to show love. I'm done waiting. She said, I hope your dad is not involved in this foolishness. It would break my heart because I grew up listening to him. He said, he's the source. Y'all so delusional. Keep hoping, though. I hope y'all wake up. Wake me up when everybody done playing woke. All right. So he was really kind of coming for his dad in the comments. He was really coming for his father in the comments. Okay. So his sister got a hold to what was going on, and she said, I guess clout and ignorance is more important than family these days. That's crazy. Keep speaking lies, big bro. I got you. And then she said, LOL. Now, remember, Kennedy is the young lady I showed you in the yellow. She, I believe, is the baby. She's the baby of the family. Okay. So I don't know if this stirred up Kerrion a little bit more, but Kerrion woke up the other day and he decided to choose violence, y'all. Let me go ahead and read you this. He said, this is why I'm done. No father should speak to their children like this. If I have any issues, it's because of this type of treatment that I deal with behind closed doors, hanging up in my face, no apology, no compassion, no effort. Stop telling me to go home to my family. I don't even know where they live. I don't think I'll ever trust my father to be alone around him ever again. I didn't want to do this. I probably won't release the entire recording because it's too embarrassing that I'm even dealing with this. No matter what people think, I pray my dad deals with his deep hatred toward me. I don't feel safe around him at all. This recording is recent. It's not from 2018, just to clarify. I'm going to learn from these experiences, live my life in peace, and make beautiful art. So here go the recording, y'all. Go ahead and listen.
Okay, if you think I'm bringing this paper, let me say it like this. When your bitch ass starts getting some shit that disrespectful, you need to get your skinny motherfucking ass back out the goddamn way before I put my foot in your ass. Because I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. Shut the fuck up. I'm old.
What's up?
I will punch your neck, nigga, if you ever disrespect me.
I did it. He just hung up the phone. I'll break your neck. Is that a threat?
So it sounds like Kerrion made Kirk Franklin made him want to stomp his ass out. Okay. Kerrion went on to post this picture. He posted this Jet magazine picture where you see they're all pictured there. You have Kerrion, Carrington, Keziah, and of course Kennedy, and of course the parents. Okay. And he posted this, and I'm going to go ahead and read this to you. It's a little long, so bear with me, guys. He said, I'm finally out of a 14-year deep hole of chaos and confusion. This is the last picture I was allowed to take with my family. 2006, if my freedom, my light sparks your interest internally, think about the areas in your life could you handle things differently. Imagine being taken all across the world from third grade to high school, then never again. If a couple pages out of my reality make you feel some type of way, just remember that your children will grow up and gravitate toward you, or if you provoked for too long. We can love you enough to leave you alone. If my dad continues to self-sabotage our progress as a family and ignores me for another 14 years and doesn't accept me, I'll still be fine. I am breaking this generational curse right now. 14 years, not one dinner, not one cozy Sunday night together, not invited over for Christmas or any holiday. I am sick of threatening words constantly behind closed doors. I have earned the space to speak now how I please about my childhood. None of you have walked in my shoes. I'm going to stay focused and keep busy with my clients and my creativity. I will grow from these experiences. Please do not crucify my father. I'm not here to bash him across the board. I didn't even cuss him in the recording. Why do people assume I did something to deserve verbal abuse? I just said what he said back to me. My father has been speaking very mean and manipulative to me for 15 years now. My voice will be heard. I forgive him for the past pain. I am learning every day on my own, this thing called life. Send positive vibes. It's difficult to focus on my work under these conditions yet, and still I'm going to stay focused. My head is up. So you hear, this is what he has said. And then he went on to continue to post. Okay, he posted this as well when the media, of course, picked this all up. He said, last post till the full interview, turns to social media for protection. My grandparents support me. They are very upset at my parents right now for their treatment of me the entire time. Stay sweet. Nobody in my family called me today. So after that video of Kirk Franklin cussing him clean out, hit the internet, Kirk Franklin obviously felt compelled to get on the internet and explain what was going down with his oldest son. Okay. So, Plies is not here. This is Kirk Franklin, not Plies. Go ahead and listen to this recording, guys. Listen to Kirk Franklin.
Many of you know I have an oldest son named Kerrion Franklin. In May, he'll be 33. For many years, we have had a toxic relationship with him as a family. We've tried for many years through counseling, through therapy, to try to rectify this private family matter. Recently, my son and I had an argument that he chose to record. I felt extremely disrespected in that conversation, and I lost my temper. And I said words that are not appropriate. And I'm sincerely sorry to all of you. I sincerely apologize. I want you to know as a father that during that conversation, I called the family therapist and got that therapist on the phone to try to help. He never played that part of the recording. I'm not perfect. I'm human and I'm going to make mistakes and I'm trying to get it right. Please keep me and my family in your prayers.
Yeah, this is really a mess. And a part of me feels like Kirk Franklin shouldn't have had to come out here and even explain himself, because this is honestly a private matter. His son posted the audio and everything like that. So Kirk Franklin, being in his position, felt like he had to. But let me go ahead and continue. So him and his sister, Kennedy, got into it. Kennedy said, this wasn't the last family pic we took. I'm really tired of this. If you want to air out things, I can do that too. I still have the screenshots. We all have screenshots and recordings too. What was so bad about your childhood? You were a black privileged boy. You were legit fed with a silver spoon and given countless opportunities. You just didn't take them. So what now? You're mad because you're 33 and have nothing to show? Like, bro, what generational curse are you breaking, my end? You couldn't even get into college if it wasn't for daddy's help. And you even took advantage of that and flunked out. You took advantage of everything your whole life and burnt bridges. And now you're mad because after all the lies and disrespect you spewed, we're tired of being nice. And then he said, yeah, nobody helped me with Ish on a day-to-day basis. I made it without college. She wilding because my pops let them do whatever they want. She said, when you have reached out, post the screenshots of you reaching out since you posting everything. She said, you're 33. Who was supposed to help you with money? And he didn't. You weren't around to even know how we were raised or our lives. I mean, that's kind of telling. If he wasn't around, why wasn't he around? Right? Because this is a mess. This is a mess. But let me go ahead and continue because they weren't done talking to each other publicly on the internet. OK, which is it's just sad. It really is sad. But let me go ahead. It ain't that sad. I'm talking about it. Right. Little girl, you post something. I am done. I'm not coming back. You stole my daddy and you don't do nothing with the lifestyle you've been blessed with. You're not here in love. You can't even call me right now. You repost a snapshot of all the messages you ignored before you blocked me. You skipping over the fact that I think he meant Carrion, not Cardi. And Keziah have all blocked me. Why you unblock me to come be fake? Some more. This is your chance to be real. And he said, you, Kerrion, and Keziah all blocked me on the gram a while ago. Y'all don't miss me. So why are you here now? That I'm saying I'm done. Okay. And then Kerrion wasn't done. He posted on his Insta story this. He said, he apologized to his fans only and not me. This is why I'm done. His entire story is cap. Okay. He's referring to when Kirk Franklin got on the internet and apologized about what he said. All right. He also said the son also got on the internet. I have to make this known that he said that TD Jakes was on the call, which is interesting, right? That's a real tea. He said, I go to sleep every night with no love from my own people, just years of comments and carelessness. I'm done reaching out and getting treated like a random on the streets. You want me to go back to my dad and he's not attempting to be in my life? Wake up. There's no relationship to damage. There is no private matter, just a family treating me however they choose. All right. So this is a lot. And I think something that Kennedy said is very telling, because I think a lot of things can be true at the same time. And I don't, as I get into, I guess, my breakdown of what all of this is, I definitely want to say that a lot of things can be true at the same time. Now, Kennedy went on to say on Twitter, blood is not thicker than water. Family doesn't mean anything these days. Okay. And she would go on to, I'm going to show you a video, courtesy of the Neighborhood Talk, in which she talks about her brother, which something she said in that video was a little disturbing to me. And that's why I say I don't feel like anybody wrong in this. I really don't. I think there's a lot of healing to be done, but I don't necessarily feel like I don't think there's anybody wrong here. I think everybody has a valid point to make. Kennedy would go on and say, when I stand up for my dad and have experienced the hurt as well, I'm the bad person, okay? Because a lot of people were coming at her because a lot of people honestly believe what the son is saying, right? A lot of people are different behind closed doors. We don't know any of these people. We just see their, their persona, we see, what we see. We see what we see, but we don't know any of these folks behind closed doors. So a lot of people felt like Kerrion has a point, and he could very well be telling the truth about all of this, about how he was treated. Okay, he could very well be telling the truth, right? So anyway, Kennedy went on to get on the internet herself. While she said she should be keeping it private, she went on to further talk about her brother and defend her father. And I want to go ahead and show you guys, this is courtesy of the Neighborhood Talk. Go ahead and watch this quick clip of Kennedy. Go ahead.
No, but honestly, though, it's all love. It's all good. People try to take you out of your character, and you can't allow people, no matter who they are, to do that to you. But at the end of the day, you're not going to let anybody just speak ill will and speak lies on you as well. And so that's why I'm saying something, because my thing is, it's funny. I'm 23 years old and I'm saying something without saying something, if that makes sense. I'm not putting out pictures, videos, this and that, because what I got to do that for? Because if you got to do all that, that means you have to, you put all that out there because you're trying to play victim. You trying to do all this and that. I ain't got to do all that, because you can see the man sprung out. The man's a crackhead.
So let's go ahead and take this back from the beginning, when obviously Kerrion got on here and said that he doesn't have any pictures of his family. He's not pictured with his family. It's almost like he's saying he's been isolated from them, right? And then he would go on to say that he doesn't have his father's address. He's not even allowed to know where they live. Now, as I stated before, multiple things can be true at the same time. I see a young man, 33 nonetheless, but he's still his son. I see a young man who is hurting. And although we don't have all the details, right? We don't have all the background, nor should we, because this really should have been taken off the internet. This should be a private matter. But he brought it to the internet, so let's talk about it. He can, even at 33, while I see people saying, well, he a grown man, well, that doesn't mean that whatever he felt as a child all of a sudden goes away. He could very well feel some type of way about his father, right? And if he doesn't have their address and he doesn't know where they live, why? So that's just something that I think that is a valid question. Why doesn't he know where they live? And did they cut him off for a reason? It could very well be a valid reason. Sometimes you got to cut family off. And we don't know why the Kirk Franklin would cut off his oldest son. But I think there's truth in everybody's messaging on here. It's truth in what Kerrion has said. There's truth in what Kirk has said about his son. There's truth in what Kennedy is saying. There's a little nugget in truth in all of that. Okay. And just because Kirk Franklin is a Christian artist, and that we see he's visible, and that we see him on the TV all the time, does not mean that he is a perfect parent. And we have to get out of that thinking that people are perfect at parenting and that they get it right. And because he's a Christian man and we know he's a Christian man, that he hasn't done things to make this young man feel less than. Now, again, we don't know. But let me go back into some of this stuff. So first things first, let's get into the cussing out. sometimes folks will take you there. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that Kirk Franklin should have called his son a bitch ass nigga. No more than I thought that woman on that video that I posted before should be calling her daughter a bitch, like she a lady out here in the street, like it's just some stranger out in the streets. That don't necessarily make me feel comfortable, but this was still a private conversation, right? This was a private conversation, and Kirk Franklin didn't know that he was going to be blasted all over the internet. And listen, I don't know about you, but I have been cussed out in the name of Jesus before from my mama. And I ain't saying this right. She ain't never called me no names like that, but I'm just saying Christians could cuss you out, clean out, okay? And go on and read the Bible in 5 minutes. And it don't make them less than. They still human at the end of the day, and sometimes folks will take you there. And then his son did not post what he said prior to his father getting that upset. Now the tea is that later on I saw a video in which the son said that TD Jakes was on that call, and he said that TD Jakes don't even mess with Kirk Franklin like that. They don't even mess with each other like that. Now that's the tea, okay? But nonetheless, what do you guys think about all of this? Now, a part of me feels like, and it's so hard to know these days, a part of me feels like, is the young man looking for attention from the internet or from his father? Because on one hand, he blasts his father and posts this recording for all the world to see or hear and embarrass his father. But then in another breath, he says, don't crucify my father. So which one is it? You posted it to hurt your father. You posted it to hurt him. Now, Kennedy goes on to say, well, you had all the opportunities that we had. Because of my daddy, our dad, you got into college and you still screwed that up. So is it just possible that this kid is just a screw up? Is it just possible that he is just a screw up and he has been giving the same opportunities as the other kids, but he's just a screw up? It is possible. Like I said, multiple things can be true. But at the same time, like I said, I don't want people to overlook the fact that just because we know Kirk Franklin as the Kirk Franklin we know, that he is absent of fault, that he was the absolute best father in the world. That child, that 33-year-old man, obviously feels some type of way. And he may feel like because he did not grow up in the household with them, that there was a difference. And there very well could be a difference. There's a ton of kids out here who know exactly what that's like when, they had their daddy first, right? Then they go off and marry somebody else. And now the dynamics change about that. And again, we don't know why. We don't know why. But things can happen like that. And while the grown-ups may look at it in a different way, you don't know what a child is internalizing. You don't know how they're internalizing that and feeling about that. But if Kennedy is true in what she's saying, then it sounds like this young man had the same opportunities as them, right? And he just may be feeling some type of way that he doesn't have what they have right now, right? But I just don't think that people should come at Kirk Franklin and be mad at him because, he cussed his son out. Folks will take you there. He did not, and his son put that out there for the world to see. That was a private cussing out that his son put out there for the world to see. Okay, and to hear, I should say. He put it out there, right? So again, what is the end goal here? If the end goal is you want to be with your family, you want to make a connection, this ain't it. This ain't it, because all this does is just kind of like makes distrust on both sides. I just think that now there's more distrust now than ever. If this is how you're going to blast your father. And like I said, I don't think that Kirk Franklin is innocent in any of this as well. But I don't think that how Kerrion put it out there is going to be helpful if the end goal is to mend broken hearts. If the end goal is, I miss my family, I want to be with my family, does my family miss me? This ain't gonna get it though. This ain't gonna get it. So this is a lot. This is a lot, and I hope that this family can heal. But like I said, it doesn't invalidate what he did. It doesn't invalidate what he may have felt from the beginning. It's just that he decided to take it to the internet, which I don't agree with. And, it's a mess. It's a mess at the end of the day. But I personally still feel like Kirk Franklin shouldn't have had to apologize or explain himself for cussing this kid clean out. That's, we all human, right? We all are the flesh. But let me know what you guys think about all of this. This is a mess. It's a lot of moving parts here, but I tried to break it down as best I could, but I definitely want to hear from you guys. What do you think about this whole situation, because I personally feel like everybody has some truth in there. Everybody got some little truth in there. All right. But this is a family situation. I hope that they can work it out. But the internet ain't usually the way to work out something like this. Okay. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. You know what to do. Get down below, share your thoughts, and I will see you guys on the next video. Take care, y'all. Bye.